Hello, I welcome you all. The problem reads, the vehicle has a weight of 2,600 pounds and a center of gravity at G. Determine the horizontal force P that must be applied to overcome the rolling resistance of the wheels. The coefficient of rolling resistance is 0.5 inches. The tires have a diameter of 2.75 feet. This problem is coming from the Engineering Mechanics Statics textbook, 13th edition by R.C. Hibbeler. Right, so we have a vehicle here that has a weight of 2,600 and center of gravity is given where this 2,600 is acting. We've been asked to determine the horizontal force P that must be applied to overcome the rolling resistance of the wheels. So what is this rolling resistance? So just a basic intro, and I'm assuming you are already well vested with this topic. So let's say we have a body, we have a rolling body, okay, and it has a mass of W and it is rolling at constant velocity, okay. So imagine this cylinder or this body is rigid, so it is rigid, okay, and then it's rolling on a surface that is also rigid. You expect the normal force to coincide with the center of gravity for the weight, right? Okay, but we do know that materials in nature are not always perfectly rigid, right? So instead of having a surface that is completely rigid, let's say it is less rigid. So what is going to happen to this? Let's say there is some deformation on this surface. If there is some deformation on this surface, and let's say this body is moving in this rolling body is moving in this direction, and the surface is less rigid, like we said, it is less. This is P, and the surface is less. Surface is less rigid, or relatively the surface is not rigid, so there's going to be a deformation. Imagine there's a deformation like this, something like this, okay. So what do you think will be the direction of the normal force as this particular wheel rolls to the left? Of course, you expect a normal force to be maybe at that direction, like that, okay. And this is going to be, it will coincide, it will be concurrent with the force P causing the body to roll or to maintain the motion, and as well as the weight. And then we are going to have an angle theta with a normal, and also we'll have this this distance we are calling A, and this is called the coefficient of rolling resistance. There is an E here, right? Coefficient of rolling resistance, okay. And this is different for different material of different rigidity, right? surface with the different rigidity, and the material itself that is rolling also. So this differs from material to material, right? This value of A. So I'll have this coefficient of rolling resistance, okay, and the angle itself of the rolling resistance. Right, so what is this rolling resistance? In a nutshell, rolling resistance, we define it, okay, is the opposing, this is the opposing force, on a rolling body in motion. In a nutshell, rolling resistance is the opposing force on a rolling body in motion when the rolling body is in contact with the surface. Okay, so this rolling resistance is the opposing force on the rolling body, is opposing force in motion when the rolling body is in contact with the surface. So basically this is the rolling resistance. Right, so having said that, let's dive quickly and draw the free body diagram for this vehicle. We've been told that the rolling resistance of the wheels, we've been told that the rolling coefficient, the coefficient of rolling resistance is 0.5, and we want to determine the force P that must be applied to overcome the rolling resistance of the wheels. Okay, so I'll draw a free body diagram quickly of this vehicle. So imagine we have a vehicle with our tires like so. It may not look that very good, but I think we'll still be able to solve the problem. Something like this. We have the center of the wheels. So okay, I'll draw the body later on. And then we have the radius of the wheels is half of 2.75, so this becomes a 1.375 feet. And then what else? Imagine this is a vehicle. All right, let me remove that. So that I draw this vehicle, imagine it is something like this. Okay, not bad, right? I think not bad. It looks like a Range Rover, right? Yeah, what I've drawn looks like a Range Rover, something like this. I don't know. Anyways, there we go. Then we have a force. Let's say we have a force somewhere here, P, and the distance, this is 2.5 from the surface, 2.5 feet. These are feet, and also this is feet. And then we have a force here. Let me use red. This is the weight acting through the center of gravity G, and this weight is 2600 pounds. Okay, and then let's say we have the reaction force, the normal force there. Okay, Okay, something like that. I want it to coincide with so imagine that's a center, like so. Okay, and then I have the vertical. I also have the vertical. So let's call this point here A, this point of contact, this point here A, and this point here we call it B. Okay, and then we have the angle. Let's call this angle here is theta A, and then we call this one as theta B. Okay, and then we have this distance here, we've been told the coefficient of rolling resistance, so need to convert 0.5 inches to feet, and this gives me 0.04167 feet. Okay, so this is 0.04167 feet, and it's the same value on the other side there. Okay, see the same value, 0.04167 feet. Great. All right, and then we have the radius. The radius of the wheels. The wheels are what? Oh, the radius is 1.35, which we already found. So this is the same one here. It's the same 1.375. All right. And the dimensions finally from the very center to center of the wheels, and then we start working. So we have from this point to where we have the gravity, center of gravity for the vehicle, so something like that. So this is 2 feet and this is 5 feet. All right. Then we are going to have components. We have one component of, we call this normal force here as normal force A. This one here normal force B. Then we'll have some components. We have one component there. Okay, and then we are going to have another component there. Okay, the same applies to there. We'll have that component there, and also another component like so. Okay, and this component is going to be equal to NA cos theta A, and then this one will be NB sin theta A. This one here it will be NB cos theta B, and this one will be NB sin theta B. So what we need to do now is to apply quickly the equations of equilibrium. But before we do so, let's find what theta A is. Theta A, we can calculate it there. It's going to be equal to sine inverse of the opposite side, which is 0.04167 divided by, in fact, theta A is equal to theta B, right? So we just say theta A is equal to theta B, which is equal to this divided by 1.375. Okay, and this gives us the what is it? So 0.41.04167 divided by 1375. Sine of that 17366. So it gives us a 1.7366 degrees. Okay, so let's apply the equations of equilibrium. We have three unknowns, Na, Nb, and P. So equations of equilibrium are sufficient. So we only need to do two of them for us to find the solution. So we have summation of forces in the y equal to 0. What do we have in the y direction? We have minus 2600 plus Na. Okay, they have Na plus Na. Since these are the same, we said cos B and theta A and theta B are the same, so we can just say therefore theta is equal to 1.7366. they are the same. So just say theta A plus Na plus Nb, both of them, times cos theta, right? Since theta is the same, then this is equal to 0, right? And then we have summation of forces in the x equal to 0. What do we have? In the x also we have minus p, then plus again Na. This one is Na here. Why did I put Nb? This one is Na there. Okay, Na again plus Nb sine theta is equal to 0. Then we can divide the two. Okay, if we divided the two, then we're going to have 2 dividing the two equation. We'll have tan theta is equal to P divided by 2600. So we have theta already. So what we just do is we get that theta, we come and plug it there. And if we do so, we'll find that our value of P is going to be equal to, if we did that, we have tan 1.7366 times 2600. This gives us 78.83 pounds. Okay, pounds, like so. So this is the value of P that we need. This is the final solution. This is the value of P, the horizontal force P that must be applied to overcome the rolling resistance of the wheels, given that the coefficient of the rolling resistance is 0.5 inches. I hope the video was helpful, and if it was, give me a thumbs up, like my video, continue subscribing and sharing my channel. Bye bye, and see you in my next screencast.